As we can see, we have a young lady here who's nearly sleep standing and is dealing with the side effects of drug use. She appears to be new here, and there is a good chance that she can be saved if she decides to make a change in her life. But only time will tell. One of the most interesting aspects of the people on Kensington Avenue is the closeness they maintain with one another in the face of adversity. One of the difficulties they face is finding a place to lay down and rest. As winter approaches, many people living on Philadelphia streets are concerned about finding a warm place to stay so they don't freeze to death. However, the current temperature today is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Manageable, but the temperature can drop anytime, reaching as low as 32 degrees, cold enough to turn a warm-blooded person into a human popsicle. As we can see, our young lady here is removing her socks and shoes. Most likely the shoes were extremely uncomfortable, and she intends to soften the soles to make them more comfortable. Standing for long periods of time can take a toll on your feet, causing calluses that makes walking difficult and painful. One of the most frequent side effects of drug use is that it causes you to lose balance and confusion. Drugs can have a detrimental effect on your cognitive abilities. Some of the long-term consequences of drugs may include permanent damage to blood vessels of the heart and brain, high blood pressure leading to heart attacks, strokes, and death, damage to the liver, kidneys, and lungs, weight loss due to malnutrition, severe tooth decay, depression, and suicide. A loss of balance, which can cause you to bend forward, is one of the most common side effects of drugs. Many of the problems that people face on Kensington Avenue are either life or death. When many people are faced with a number of negative aspects of life, they seek any way out of the pain that they are experiencing, which leads them to turn to drugs as an escape. When a person is experiencing a great deal of pain in their life, they have two choices: either continue to deal with the pain and suffer slowly and intensely, or take drugs to alleviate the pain and continue to suffer slowly and intensely. Because of the side effects of drug use, many people are more likely to feel guilty and ashamed and may contemplate suicide. The life of the people in Kensington Avenue seems to be getting worse as the day goes by. Tired indeed, but the battle for survival must still continue. Although it is hard to make a living in these circumstances, socialization and engaging in stimulating conversations eradicates pain and provides a sense of belonging. Each day becomes more challenging. Many people here are struggling to make ends meet. It is impossible to move solely on one's own. Loneliness is a common feeling among the people who lives here, and in most cases, it can be beneficial when it comes to surviving throughout the day. When it appears that no one cares, you must simply make do with what is available for the time being. And that is usually the best strategy. It appears this individual here has not gotten enough sleep throughout the night, and as we can see, this person is tossing and turning, trying to get comfortable. Or maybe other activities under the blanket may be taking place. Philadelphia has long been known as the city of brotherly love, a name derived from the ancient Greek terms philos, which means beloved, dear, or loving, and adelphios, which means brotherly.
alone, tired, and in despair.
The city was first named by its founder, William Penn. Philadelphia is also frequently abbreviated as Philly. The Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, and the Rocky Statue are all located in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the poorest of the largest U.S. cities, with 23.3% of residents living in poverty, outnumbering Houston, the next largest poor U.S. city, by 2.9%.
As we can see here, there are people sitting on the floor, engaged in what appears to be a meaningful conversation. Conversations usually revolve around how things are going for them today, their past experience and lives, and other topics that we cannot discuss here. Even if there isn't much to say, simply being a part of a group of people will make you feel less alone and make you feel like you're a part of something. A mixture of an abusive past, a lack of someone to turn to in challenging times, and a financial crisis drives people to this way of life.
The city's non-Hispanic, white, Asian, and mixed race population have seen a slight increase in poverty. Between 2005 and 2019, each group experienced an average annual increase in residential poverty of 1.2, 1.9, and 0.5% respectively. Poverty has decreased slightly among Philadelphia's black population since 2005. While they account for approximately 40.1% of the city's total residential population in 2019, 26.7% of the city's non-Hispanic black population was impoverished at that time. This rate has fallen by 1.2% per year on average since 2005. The 2019 poverty rate for non-Hispanic Black residents is still 3.4% higher than the city average and 14% higher than the non-Hispanic white population.
Kensington is a Philadelphia neighborhood with a higher crime rate than the national average. West Kensington, East Kensington, Fair Hill, Port Richmond, and Old Richmond are all part of the Kensington neighborhood. It is well known for its alarming heroin problem, which has earned it the moniker Walmart of heroin. Kensington Avenue is widely regarded as the East Coast's largest outdoor heroin narcotic market. When Kensington was deindustrialized in the 1950s, it transformed from a blue-collar factory neighborhood to a drug-infested city. As the city's financial investment dwindled, the drug market stepped in to fill the economic void. In addition to drug users, Kensington now attracts drug tourists, or people looking for the cheapest and most potent drugs from all over the country. Kensington drugs have wreaked havoc on Philadelphia's residents. Since 1994, the city's drug overdose rate has tripled, tripling the number of homicides and exceeding the number of AIDS-related deaths. Because of the area's drug problem, its crime rate is the third highest in the city at 1.21%. It's not uncommon to see people injecting heroin and nodding off on the sidewalk in the middle of the day in this part of Philadelphia. Despite the passage of time since the beginning of the opioid epidemic, the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the country's drug problems. In 2020, there are expected to be 88,000 reported drug overdose deaths, a 27% increase from the previous year. According to the Kensington Police Department, there are currently over 80 corners with open-air drug markets. In 2020, an estimated 47 people were killed and 231 were shot and injured. Unfortunately, Kensington heroin trade is still thriving. It contributes to the city's high crime rate, which includes gun violence. The year 2020 saw the highest rate of drug and gun violence related deaths in this area since 2015. First to know at SBC News.